Is that the disc?
Okay. No, that's the optic nerve.
Oh, okay.
So we're still outside the eyeball. Now when you cut the eyeball, you can cut it in half here. The students that were able to find the suspensory ligament actually cut it.
We don't have
That cut was back here, or you can make a cut just on the edge of the cornea, or just on the edge out here. So it really doesn't matter where you cut. The smaller the first cut near the top, then you can make more and go a little bit deeper. We were able to find the suspensory ligaments the best with the individuals that took off the cornea without cutting the white, and then removed the iris. Because if you cut right here, you're going to see just the iris, and I'll show that material. And then took the forceps and went into the vitreous body and just gently lifted up the lens, and you can see some of the suspensory ligaments still attached to the edge of the lens. So here are the suspensory ligaments are resting on the vitreous body, and they are stained black from the iris. The ones I saw today were still quite white. Also, the cow eyes today, the vitreous humor seemed to be very sticky and sometimes stuck to the back of the eyeball. So that can tear if you try to take the eyeball out first. So this deepest layer of black here is actually the ciliary processes, and then if you look through that, you would see the iris. So now we're on this side, here's the iris, the ciliary processes and muscle, and then right here would be the iris with the pupil, which is rather slit-like. Okay? So that's been removed. Here's the vitreous humor. If you have some waste paper, or you can get some old lecture notes, and you can put the vitreous humor on it, you can see that it will slightly magnify the words on that paper. The lens would do so if it was clear, but again, because it's fixed, it's not going to be able to do that. But here is a clear one, and you can see the image that's formed is upside down. And here it is, a clear lens laid over some print. But the vitreous humor will do something similar, just not as large. Okay. Now when we look on the back, this structure right here still has the retina in place. So this gray film that you're seeing is the retina. Again, this morning, taking out the vitreous humor tend to pull the retina out, so not all of them had this nice clean layer of gray film. So again, the clean layer of gray film here is the retina itself, and as we pull it away, then the pigmented epithelium is what's found behind it. So this bright area that you're seeing, shown here, is called the tapetum or tapetum. We don't have it in our eyeballs. Remember I said that animals that wander around outside at night, that's why you're supposed to be in your house when it's dark. This is a fluorescent area that doesn't absorb light, bounces it around inside the eye so that it can at least not bump into trees and fences and that type of thing. So that's that pearlescent area that you see. Alrighty? So let's go for it. Notice this is the retina again. As it's pulled away, it won't leave this area. This is where all the ganglion cell fibers are exiting, and that's the optic disc. Okay, where all of the retina is still attached, not all, but the point at which the retina is still attached to the back of the eyeball. So for those of you just coming in, I want you to do the eye dissection first, and have your eyeballs out, kind of look at that, and then we'll do the squiz, kind of get that information out of your head before I fill it with more information on here. Then we'll do the ear. We have a case study, and there may be some time left. And we have a shorter lab on Fridays to do eye and ear function.
I think I gave me her last pair. Ask Trish, I think Trish might.
Lab exam and the quiz, the lecture to finish up some of those functions. Okay, so that's kind of our layout for today.
Okay. Are we ready?
So go ahead and find the optic nerve,
by the corner there?
and then decide where you want to make the cut. One more thing. In your equipment, you should have both scissors and a scalpel. I would make the first incision with the scalpel and leave that in place, and then put the scissors in there. You can continue to make all the incisions with the scalpel, just don't cut yourself. But if you pull the scalpel out, you won't be able to find where you put it to place the scissor blade in there. So you can kind of poke it in there. Remember, the aqueous humor is going to come out if you do it in the anterior cavity. So have it kind of face into the dissecting tray instead of someone else's face. And then you can either continue to use the scalpel or replace it with the scissor blade. All right?
So which way are we cutting?
She said you can cut it in half this way, or you can do it up closer to the cornea so you can see the movement.
great big eyeball.
I know, I think that it was good.
So who needs to, somebody needs to stop.
Ready? So, you can
Did we
either
just
cut
want
right
to do it
here,
like we were talking about earlier,
on the
where
inner edge
it's,
here, or
Outer
just
part needs
outside
to
it.
come off first, right?
And so, if you want to start here, then just turn this down kind of like
I'm just
this.
sitting back so I don't
And
get
make it-
sorted with
poke it in.
our vitreous.
You want me to go ahead and do that, or do you want to do it?
You want to do it?
You want me to do it, or you want to do it?
I can.
Okay?
So we're pretty much just
And then just
cutting.
back away so you don't get squirted, and then leave the blade in there and replace it with the scissors to make your cut. Okay? Yeah. So if you want to do
This
that
right
level
here, we're gonna cut that whole thing out.
You can do it here and then remove it again later, or you can just do it right there. Okay? Want me to do it, or you guys want it? Okay?
Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll breathe in just a second. So, you can just cut right
I
along
know
the
that
edge here.
my it's just gonna.
Or just outside, so you're gonna go too far, you'll be in the posterior cavity. Just right along there, and you'll have to make another cut back here after. Okay, now use the scissors instead.
Did we get awesome
You guys, did you go too deep?
Yeah, so zoom cornea.
Oozing.
Cornea off, you're gonna see the iris. Right, you cut
Are you
just
just
back
cutting it
here,
in
you'll
half?
the iris right in the
Hang on.
So you can either do that, or you can just cut that off first and make another cut back here.
Yeah. What if we just? Can we just cut this whole
Right
thing
at the
out?
margin of the cornea, or just inside the cornea.
So you can use the scalpel or the scissors. Which one? Cut yourself. Use the scalpel.
Okay, so. So, where do you want to make it?
Хочешь попробовать?
Cut along the cornea, remove that, and push it farther back.
Между костями куриными вот
I
такие
would
штучки.
cut my first.
Ощущение такое.
Okay, so, take
Okay. Who has pliers? Hopefully I went deep enough. I don't want to go too deep.
Чувствуешь, да?
There you go.
Can we somehow flip this over so we can just see?
Oh, sorry. Oh, the camera's going down.
There's nothing on this hand. There? No.
You got me.
I don't know what we're doing.
Слышишь?
I'm gonna see if I can get a good set of suspensory ligaments here in case it's a little more difficult. You guys have questions? You
No,
way to
just
show it.
waiting. And our camera fell, so we
Okay.
had to read the video. Yeah, good.
Thank you. Good, wrong way. Go that way.
Hey, Keaton. Come down.
Can you, a little assistance right there, just a little bit.
What was that in the middle of
I
it?
mean, like,
Да, конечно.
I think I told you, I mean, like, after gutting a fish, like, a few times,
So this is the lens?
No,
The
no.
retina.
This is the cornea.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then
That's cool.
You guys noticing the aqueous humor?
no,
That's all this that was done.
it wasn't a lot. Well, it started to. Right there. That is the cornea. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Close up view of it.
Okay, so cornea.
So this would be
iris.
So just poke it. Iris and the pupil.
Okay.
Okay, so this back portion right here is the lens.
Lens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did a similar cut. So that's the iris. That's the lens.
MIA.
And what's this then?
So
all
that's iris. That's all iris.
So the ligaments are going to
The ligaments are
suspend
going
the
to be
lens
beneath
on the
that.
inside.
Yes.
So now you want
So the
us to
next
cut
cut would be
the iris out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would, on mine, I would kind of come through here, or you can restart. And then just take the scalpel and cut around. These scissors are not very
All the
sharp.
way
Just take
back
this
into here.
I would just cut about this much off. Right there.
Now, if I go all the way through that, though, I'm going to cut through the ligaments, and that's bad?
Well, you want to cut as close to the inside, above the lens as possible.
Okay.
So,
Can you like bring it from the inside and cut out that way?
Well, let me just like get far enough that way. Okay, watch yourselves. Oh, there's fluid. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Can you lift that way and that way? I just want to see where we're at in there. Sure we don't go through the ligaments. Are those ligaments right there? Come on, Miss Expert.
you can do it any way you want. You can start from the very back.
Well, hang on. I should be able to see.
Okay, so I'm going to cut.
If we open it up and then somebody pushes down on the ligament or on the lens, you should be able to see. God damn it. Alright, payback's a bitch. This is karma. I'm gonna get it like in the face. Hang on, I got an idea. I'm gonna cut like a V. So we have like a relief cut. Because that's our first cut right there, so I'm gonna go this direction.
I know, it's such a nice one.
Because now we can flip that whole thing back and look and see where we are. Oh, what is that? What is that film?
Oh, yeah.
There's fluid in there. Maybe that has a vitreous tumor in it?
Oh, that could be the posterior chamber, yeah.
I would think so.
Wolsey.
Did you call it?
Or Wolsey? That's what I said.
I thought you said Wolty or something.
Wolsey! Don't. I feel like you're gonna poke it and it's gonna get me.
Take back your fish.
Here, I'm just gonna like take this over to her real quick.
We're transporting our
Probably
table.
not a good idea to do this, but that little, is that the anterior, or the
Up here?
chamber?
Yeah, so right up here, you were in the anterior chamber, and down here would be the posterior chamber.
Okay, so the
So
ligaments
that
are
film,
even
yeah, the ligaments are going to be, right here. So if you could make a cut like right across around here, and then like mine is hard to separate a little bit, then when it lift, you lift the lens up. Actually, going through the ligaments down, you lift the lens up, you can see actually just a
But I
little bit of
dissected my
ligaments
dog
right.
shark. It stuck out of the box like this far.
Right.
So it just like folded in there.
Cool. Ligaments going. Can I push on that?
That was like the coolest thing. So I asked the teacher if I could take it again.
Then right on the surface of the vitreous tumor.
Quite well.
I told you where to cut it though, right?
kind of. Pretty much just need to cut this one right now.
That's the vitreous body. That's the lens. And so here you're looking at the iris would be the
Go ahead and just not
more
think about
anterior
that.
structure here.
As I'm
The iris would be
Yeah, if you can grab the tip. Yeah, there we go.
the ciliary process is
Poor
there and
cow
the muscle would be
iris.
up here.
You're
Okay.
dead.
All right. So now,
I already cut through most of it. Looks like,
yeah, it came out with the vitreous humor. Yeah, a lot of them did that. So now we look in there.
like I need
It
to.
reminds me of the ring of a mushroom.
Yeah, right? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Fluorescent, we don't have it in human eyes. Okay, it's that pearlescent area. Yeah, that helps.
To show the iris.
We weren't able to get the.
So that came out with your vitreous humor. So if anybody gets a retina that's
not
still
very
nice
focused.
and round on the surface, it's been tending to stick to the vitreous body and tear off with it. So if you have it still attached to that epithelium, that shows in individuals.
I just try to always
What are we cutting off now?
So that's the
Some more so we can see inside of it.
Кстати, Лена, я тебе скажу, тоже не мягенькая.
and around it.
That's the vitreous humor.
Oh, God.
That's what she
scared.
was talking about, the vitreous humor, right?
Muscles intact though.
Yeah.
Just cutting around it. You're doing a good job.
You're doing a very good job.
Okay. Jinx it now.
Underneath that, the iris.
I haven't hit a ligament or something because it is.
Break that out. Maybe
Maybe it's a muscle?
Lily was ready.
Yeah, Lily was good.
Подожди, что она сказала? Антенна у нас идет, а идет что?
You're punctured? Alright, we're gonna try and be awesome and keep this intact.
Oh, there's fluid coming out.
Is it? Why is it so much thicker on this side?
That's really cool. Look at that.
Oh my god. Oh! Careful!
Almost my face.
That was really close to faces.
It wasn't pencil lead.
I think I would prefer pencil lead at this point.
What the fuck is that? Why is that so hard to cut through?
Use the scissors. I bet you that has You don't stick your finger in there.
A little bit deeper.
This is your.
The lead's broken out. That's so weird.
How are you?
Good.
So once we get the vitreous here. Oh wow.
There we go. Are we making progress? Please tell me it didn't. Oh my god, you can see the halo effect. Look in the back. Okay, we're gonna get this fucking thing. We're gonna get this effing thing.
Короче, не будет у нас близняков, Лена.
Yeah, wait till you get the jelly out. That's right.
Оно не отрывается, оно
Like
разрушается вот это.
that?
Yeah, put it on this tape.
Hold on.
Right?
Still got some more to.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Вот это что-то осталось, и ты там что-то с ней закрыто.
Alright, we gotta be careful.
Amanda, theirs all came out in one piece.
Bam!
Bam.
Woo! There we go, guys.
See that on the camera?
I kind of want to do this right here.
We got cool stuff over here.
Is that the retina that you're pulling out?
We got it intact.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, those of you that have not seen an intact retina, if it got pulled out with your vitreous body, we've got a good retina here. And so that's the pigmented epithelium with the tapetum there. Okay? So you can see that gray film there? So that would be the retina. It's starkly pulled away there, but it would cover the entire area like that. So this
All the
film
ciliary muscles and
is the
ligaments
retina.
underneath.
Yeah, we haven't even hit those yet. We cut around them completely.
Okay, so it's attached right there. That would be the optic nerve. This is all of the nerve.
Cow eyeball juice. High five.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, so the next step to get to our...
So this all came out at once, or is it just resting on
Yeah,
that?
no,
Okay.
we did.
So,
So it's all Keaton's percent cutting.
so I don't
Makes me
want
wanna be a
to.
surgeon. Poke it and squirt everybody.
No, it's not that. I want to see if I can see the. Do you have a blank piece of white paper? Let me see if I can get a paper towel.
There's
So I
actually
was
a
a
little
little
bit
confused on that picture that you showed. It was holding the lens up and the face was upside down, but then they put it on a piece of paper and the eye was the right side up.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a lens on both?
Oh, is this the
Optic disc.
Yes.
Oh, the optic
Where
disc?
the optic disc is. So.
I want to know where the fovea centralis is.
So that's going to be more medial than the
Ligaments on one
fovea
side,
centralis.
they-
So it's going to be
Sometimes they come out black.
probably around the same.
So they're still attaching it to the lens. So you can
Oh,
kind of,
okay.
as I pull on it, you can kind of see those fibers right there. Okay. It's kind of covered up by that pigment of the black, but there's little fibers right along there when I pull on it that you can see the tension that's created.
Yeah.
And those are the suspensory ligaments.
Okay. And that was it though. That's it. Sorry guys. I mean,
Sorry for what?
I don't know. I thought there was gonna be more.
Take over the whole show.
Well,
Very precise cutting.
it was good, you know. I can't quite
Смотри, снизу, я так понимаю, что
because
вот
there's
это корой.
fluid on my.
Ну, там где
Optic nerve.
What's your guys?
I want to see the back. You laid the retina back over it so you can
Oh, you put one of the put moves right in the back? Take it off.
I want to take it off. I want to see the stuff underneath. It's awesome.
Oh, look at there's some like airy cavity in there though.
I think that's where the fluid leaked out.
I have to blow her nose when I form.
Okay, so that's what she was talking about where it like stays in. So I wouldn't.
Right there. See
This
it?
one?
I bet you that's it. I don't want to ask her, but
That's the ciliary.
I took a picture and I have eye brains on my hand.
Eye brains?
Eye brains. I knew that wasn't right when I said it, but it came out anyways.
Ciliary.
That's cool. I didn't know that we showed the camera this cool little thing here.
Little doodatter.
So this is the vitreous humor, this part here. Turn it over and there's the lens. And if we're really good, you can move the lens away from this round part and see the ligaments.
For the eye color and eye.
No, it's the iris that. The stuff that makes your, if I was understanding correctly.
Да, смотри.
I was seeing if is that black stain in there?
It's iris, isn't it?
Well, you have dark brown, there's pigments in the iris, all right?
That's really cool looking at all these fibers.
The black pigments creates the albino, the pink eye of an albino. You just see the blood.
see the fibers?
Vascular. You're seeing the blood.
I was trying to figure out like
Pink of an albino. And then depending on
This is as far as we go. So don't like take the lens off and play with it.
You can.
Can we?
do whatever you want. This thing's
Are you guys okay with that?
I mean, I was gonna take a bite out of this bitch. Kind of see the muscle tissue right here.
And it's like the stack is still uncomfortable.
I had blue eyes.
So weird.
I had light blue eyes when I was young.
So I was expecting this to be like a disc, not a ball. Like a contact lens disc.
They also shift color by contacts. But yeah, I noticed they change colors.
What's a little hard about it?
It's like jelly.
I was expecting it to be like a contact disc,
The
not
glass lens.
So it's the amount of pigment that's present.
That's
Blue
I kind of want to picture that and see if it's liquid that comes out or more gelatin that comes
So
out.
it would be really.
The more I play with it, the more wet
dark brown. Okay. But
What is that?
Well, there's
Feels
the
like
there's the
jelly.
ligaments right there.
and then you would.
Feels very much like Jello.
The combination kind of not the same as our opposite.
So you squeeze through it.
So you're supposed to be able to see this fucking lens.
Oh, the whole thing, it's not like a sack, it is like the whole thing is like jelly. Well, it's been fixed, so it's, yeah.
Huh?
She did say that. So it was been fixed, that it's cloudy.
What does that mean, fixed? So it's hard. What condition should it have been in if it wasn't like gooey?
They're worried about that, but I don't remember what it is.
There's the optic nerve. So I wonder if we like poke through where all of those
I'm trying to figure out if that black shit's supposed to be there or is that dye?
No, this is supposed to be here.
What is it?
This is the fluorescent stuff that they can see.
No, the black stuff though.
Yeah.
How it's not all fluorescent.
Because they need to be able to see normally too.
Yeah. So the fluorescent is what's not in our eye. The rest of it is what our eyelids. So this is the retina, and this would be one of the others.
Look at our gooby gobby.
We kind of destroyed it.
I
right? Yeah, I googled
Yeah, we were
gum.
squeezing it and stuff. I had it on my finger.
Well, it was really cool because I had all of it.
I mean, you guys did a really good job.
Yeah, we just tried that
And you kept all the nerves right.
until we started playing with it.
Yeah, we've been playing.
That was this baby right here.
So they wouldn't be able to focus
Are you ready to clean it off?
Yeah.
at night.
I suppose.
I want my coffee light down around it.
I do, I need to figure out
Stay there, another animal or a tree.
How was your dinner last night?
very lonely,
Lonely.
actually.
No one showed up?
No one showed up. No one wanted
Where were
to stay
you?
with us, man.
I was at home.
Why weren't you over
No,
there?
it wouldn't be color,
I have
yeah, it
kids.
would be night vision.
We bring it.
That's what he said, but I
Yeah, I really don't want. I've got a TV situation in my living room.
A TV situation? What's a TV situation?
well, where he has a TV in there.
A dark room.
Put it all back
Like a
together.
couch.
First the lens, we should have put the lens back in.
I did. Not in the right order, but grab the lens in the cornea.
Put it all back together.
Done.
Lens, the iris on the outside, and the cornea. We put our eyeball back together.
Okay, this is formed of epithelial cells.
I'm gonna germicide it.
Every year we add more and more
What do I do?
juice all over the place. There's a, and
Do
so
up to like your wrist and then take
No,
your
I mean
fingers
for
on
you
it.
guys though, because I
That's
can't
how
take all
it
this
loses
shit.
its elasticity.
Where's my job in
So those are the epithelial, the fit.
You can germicide,
The chemical that fixes the protein.
and you have to
That's
leave it
why it
wet
has
with
that hard
air
layer, but layers and layers
Spray,
of like a
smear.
flat epithelium.
It's kind of just in like a jug over there. You kind of have to put on a paper towel.
So this is a pigmented epithelium. Remember we give it on the thing. This is where it would have melanin in it, like we do. But in these animals that wander around at night, they also have this fluorescent area that doesn't have the melanin, and that reflects the light within the eyeballs and helps them see at night. Just shadows and light areas and dark areas, but they don't bump into tree trunks and stuff like that.
So we can get our stuff on.
Okay,
Oh,
so it'd be like we walk into a room, like I was telling them,
I think
watch
that's
the
water.
mirrors.
Like the last one we need.
With just a little bit of light, the mirrors would be bouncing that light, reflecting it, and you'd be able to see the
I know,
walls
I'm
more,
trying to
the
not
walls were all
spray your
black.
stuff though. Do you want germicide on it?
Preferably not
That's
my coffee,
blind
but
spot, yeah.
everything else I don't really care about. It got germicided last year a lot. We had to do it after every
The
lab.
suspensory ligaments are probably torn on the vitreous tumor, but they would be attached to the edge of the ciliary the processes and muscle, which is right here. So this is iris.
I'm gonna hit it
My
one more
pen,
time.
my knife is in the posterior chamber, and that would be blocked there by the ciliary processes and muscles. So they would be attached to the edge right there.
Okay, this is posterior chamber.
This would be and the anterior would be between the
Put the eyeball in your
lens and on the other side. The anterior chamber would be here between this and the cornea. Yeah. So we have that space, that would be anterior chamber. And then the posterior chamber is much more narrow, and it would be between the iris and the ciliary body. Okay? Then behind that would be the choroid. That would be the choroid layer.
Amanda, I'm gonna go ahead and run out, okay?
That.
I'm gonna go ahead and run out, okay?
Yeah, that would be choroid.
Okay.
Let's take our quiz at quarter up.
I have more.
Quarter till?
Uh-huh. Eyeball pieces go in the red bag, paper, gloves go in the red trash can, okay? Here, with paper towels, there might be additional ones under the cabinet. Let me get some.
And we should probably do this. Keaton, I have another job for you.
I'm done.
Turn the camera off. Other side.